When thinking of learning from successful men, of course, Elon Musk should be on the top list. Currently the richest man in the world, the CEO of a few of the most advanced tech companies in the world, Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink. Definitely there's a ton to learn from the successful icon. These are the strategic principles that work for him, and if carefully understood and put into practice, will propel you into success and expansion. You don't have to worry about getting all of these principles working for you all at the same time. By carefully studying these rules and implementing them one after another, you will, for sure, achieve a great level of success. Let's begin. Have the first principle thinking approach to life. You might be wondering what this is all about. A first principle is a fundamental tenet that conditions your mind and forces you to go further and further into an issue until you are just left with its basic realities. This principle follows the scientific rule of investigation or diagnosis, just like the French philosopher and physicist René Descartes adopted this strategy and developed a process now known as Cartesian doubt, in which he would systematically doubt everything he could possibly doubt until he was left with what he viewed as purely indubitable truths. Musk also adopts this logic of starting with the fundamentals rather than analogies. In one of the interviews with Elon Musk, he acknowledged that this approach birthed SpaceX and helped in building his rockets at a 10 times lesser price while still making huge profits. The idea is simple. First principles thinking is the act of breaking down a complicated process to the fundamental parts that you know are true and rebuilding up from there. Let's talk about how to apply the first principles of thinking to your personal and professional life. When applying first principles thinking, you are compelled to delve deeper and deeper, uncovering the situation's fundamental truths. However, it is unnecessary to break down every issue in everyday life to its simplest form just because you've got to apply this principle. You only need to dig a little deeper than most people by refusing to stay at the surface level. The best solution does not lie in what everyone is already seeing. First principles thinking helps you to cobble together information from different disciplines to create new ideas and innovations. You start by getting to the facts. Once you have a foundation of facts, you can make a plan to improve each little piece. This process naturally leads to exploring widely for better alternatives. Maximize your time.
And now I'm kind of in the 80 to 90, which is more manageable. But that if you divide that by 2, it's only like maybe 45 hours per company, which is not much when there's a lot of things going on.
You're like a slacker. I mean,
yeah.
Time is an important commodity in the success journey. By adequately maximizing your time, you can cut off extra activities that do not profit your business. If you won't get anything out of a meeting, why bother going? Many people waste their time attending meetings that have no clear purpose, and this is where Musk's logical conclusions about the meetings are crucial. Musk has reportedly said that meetings are what occurs when people aren't working, and has told his staff to leave a meeting as soon as they are not adding anything valuable. This is because effective time management is essential to success in life.
We also have a rule that if somebody's in a meeting and finds that this meeting is not helping them in a meaningful way and they are not contributing to the meeting, they should just leave.
Just get up and get up and pack.
Just get up and walk out.
All right. Yeah.
Develop a great work ethic. Nobody achieves success by working haphazardly and failing to cultivate a strong work ethic. Work persistently to create your own distinct method. Elon and his brother shared a small office when they co-founded the business that would later become PayPal. They took showers at the neighborhood YMCA, worked tirelessly. Simply put, you must work 80 to 100 hours every week. This raises the likelihood of success even if you're doing the same job as everyone else. If they're working 40 hours a week and you're working 100, you'll accomplish in 4 months what it takes them a year to complete. Don't be carried away with all work and no play produces poor performance principle. Rather, be motivated by the kind of result you want and prioritize your activities. Rather than follow trends, be the trend. Don't just follow the trend, Musk said. This is one of the key success strategies. Instead of jumping on every single trend, consider how you could start your own original trend. This is equivalent to being creative. Don't just pursue others, stand apart by concentrating on what makes you special. When you look closely at Musk's firms, you will discover that they all address significant issues in developing areas with little rivalry. When he co-founded PayPal, it was the only email-based money transfer option available at the time. Dragon was launched by SpaceX, the first commercial business to the ISS. The leading maker of electric vehicles worldwide is Tesla. Elon advises don't merely follow the trend in his USC graduating speech, and his actions support this. Be deliberate about what you do. Focus more on your invention rather than competition to get the best results. This is a key strategy many successful business owners adopt, even the legendary Jeff Bezos. Make an effort to innovate to the point where there are no rivals. You must innovate and establish a monopoly if you want to build and seize long-lasting value. Monopolies, which by definition are immune to competition, are the means by which the biggest commercial gains can be made. So rather than let the competitions distract you, love what you do and be motivated to persevere, not minding the difficulties you may encounter. Take risks. Take risk, take risk, take risk. Living your life to chance is risky. So, whether or not you deliberately decide to take a risk, you find yourself always in a risky state. However, don't just be concerned only about taking risks, but also put into perspective when you need to take risks. This is why Musk advises taking risks while you are still young, because responsibilities only grow over time. It becomes more tougher to accomplish things that might not work out once you have a family.
But as you get older, your obligations increase. So and once you have a family, you start taking risks not just for yourself, but for your family as well. It gets much harder to do things that might not work out.
Although Elon founded Tesla and SpaceX while still having a young family, his commitments to his family have undoubtedly not slowed him down, but his decision to take certain risks at some point in time helped him navigate the corridor of success. It is important to note that the potential for bigger returns comes with greater risks, so if an action will not lead to a better product or service, quit making those attempts. Be open to learning. There is a limit to how far you can go if you keep allowing what you know to get in the way of what you should learn, and never let ignorance be a reason you are not taking up responsibility. You don't need to have it all figured out before you start. Be ready to learn along the way. Elon never had prior ownership of a car business, but that didn't stop him from founding Tesla. He also founded SpaceX despite never having been a rocket scientist. Set your goals and take the next step of learning about how to achieve them. Take the pain of sacrificing your time and energy on bringing to reality the things you have in your head, especially when you have all of the time as a young person with lesser commitments. Criticism is not always negative. If you learn this rule early in life, you will save yourself the stress of doing the wrong thing over and over again. If you want to grow, you must be willing to take constructive criticism and feedback. Finding criticism is a piece of success advice that many people probably avoid. Nobody likes being told what they might be doing incorrectly, but by asking for feedback from someone you trust, you can get insightful information that will greatly enhance you. So, seek constructive feedback and pay close attention to negative feedback as well, rather than ignoring it. Pay close attention to what it has to say. You can't always be perfect, so it's crucial to get unfavorable advice, especially from those who have your best interests in mind. Prepare for rainy days. While you work towards achieving your great dream, prepare for the bad days. Expect the good, but be ready for the worst. Success is oftentimes not guaranteed, but according to Musk, if something is important enough, you should try, even if the probable outcome is failure. If you care about something, you should put every effort into following your dreams. At the same time, be ready in case it doesn't work out. It's easier to recover from a failure if you already have a backup plan. When Elon decided he wanted to be an entrepreneur at 17 years old, he forced himself to live off $1 per day. This decision was not based on the fact that he had limited resources, but was an experiment to see how he could manage resources and fall back to savings in the case of failure of a particular strategy. Know your limits. Know when it is time to pause and when it is time to push harder. This is where setting your priorities right comes in. Focus on your most crucial tasks each time and start with them because they have the greatest influence on your work. What is the most crucial task you have? Before going on to anything else, use the 80-20 rule to help you figure it out and develop a habit of doing it. This will help you manage your limitations just like every other person. Musk has the same 24 hours in a day. Like the average young man, he has a wife and 5 boys, all of whom certainly want to spend time with him. This is why he regulated his ambition of adding yet another large project to his simultaneous running of SpaceX and Tesla. He gave out the Idea solar panel business in 2006 to his cousins Peter and Lyndon Rive, who formed Solar City with Musk as the primary investor. Even though he has been the board's chairman since its start, he has maintained a sufficient level of distance so that it doesn't consume all of his time and energy. And this has been one of his greatest strategies. As he often says, it's okay to have your eggs in one basket as long as you control what happens to that basket. Therefore, no matter what your life goals are, emulating Elon Musk's behaviors and outlook will help you achieve them. Your extra effort today will make a significant difference tomorrow. You don't have a reason to fail. You've got every necessary rule for success summarized in the most simple words here. Go, start applying them now, and you'll be mesmerized by the results. Thanks for watching.